take problematic things and I stick my fingers in them.
So, if you haven't guessed it,
we'll be reacting. We'll be reacting to Wheel of Time dressed as our Hobbit best and Dwarfy best. I don't even know what's going on.
So this past weekend we've had a brand new clip from the Wheel of Time called Moiraine'S Quest. Did you know it was up on Amazon Prime for like 2 days before any of us noticed? And then they shared it. I feel like they're playing with us a little bit here.
I think they're seeing who's actually paying really close attention or who's following like their own trajectories. I don't know. They're fucking with us, but I like it. I'm here for it.
They're fucking with us. And on that note, they also kind of didn't tell us anything about the fact that they were showing new exclusive clips at London MCM Comic Con. I had no idea it was a thing until Friday night when I saw people starting to talk about it, and I thought, I wish they had said that before, because I would have been there on Friday. So we're going to talk about Moiraine'S clip. We're going to react to Moiraine'S clip. And then I'm going to tell Sam about the clips I saw at London MCM Comic Con, and she's going to react to that. And
I'm so excited.
She doesn't know any of it yet. I haven't told her yet. So,
I don't know anything.
Yeah, this is going to be...
So before we dive in, make sure to hit all those buttons that you see. Please go over to our Patreon, give us some bucks so we can buy more very, very expensive clothing.
Yes.
For props.
If you think that we're funny here, we're much funnier on Patreon.
We really go like 48% on Patreon, so it's definitely worth your $3 a month.
Here is Moiraine'S Quest from Amazon Prime Video.
I am Moiraine's SHADIHOES. 20 years ago, I learned a secret. A vision of a baby being born. A baby who could change the world. In the last age, the Dark One was trapped by the last dragon at the cost of almost everything. 20 years
So
ago,
they're 20.
the last dragon
20.
was reborn. We don't know where or to whom.
To find them.
What I do know is that my
Them.
mission is to find them.
Oh, that's metal.
But we're running out of time. The Dark One is waking. His whispers are already in the backs of our minds. If I do not succeed, the Earth itself will burn. And the whole world
Just like
will
the
turn
mines.
to darkness. There will be one who can stand against him. The dragon has been born again.
The dragon.
Who is the dragon reborn?
Okay. So
Okay.
now that I'm not stoned,
Okay.
now that I'm not lethally stoned
Okay.
watching this,
Okay.
why did they keep showing Egwene when she kept saying the dragon has been reborn?
The dragon has been reborn.
Like when it was like his sound is in our heads, and she like jumped up.
It was very, it could be any four of them. In my opinion. Like it was very...
I love that like bait and switch. Do you think they're like... I bet you they're trying to pull the old bait and switch and be like, oh no, there's a woman who could be the dragon reborn. It's gonna piss off a lot of Wheel of Time fans.
It would be a big change if it's true. Because I don't know, the choice of language is very like my quest is to find them. Not him, them.
So you don't even know who the dragon... Well, I mean, you don't know who the dragon reborn is. Like, you don't know who it's supposed to be.
And did you notice how, like, at the end, she says, who is the dragon reborn? And all four of them flash on the screen.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
They're
Dun,
fucking
dun,
with
dun.
us, man. They're fucking with us.
They are going to go down the route of suggesting that Egwene could be dragon. This is just my opinion. It could be
if
garbage.
They do it right, if they do it right, you can fake that out. You can pretend that she's gonna be the Dragon Reborn until like go time, and then it's like, oh, just kidding, it was Rand all along. But I
don't know how I feel about it, if I'm honest. I feel like a whole part of the prophecies are that it's a dude, and the reason it's so bad that the dragon has been reborn is because of the madness. You know, it's not like, I kind of feel like if, you know, a woman could be the dragon reborn, it's not as scary, as frightening a prospect. I mean, I suppose it's still frightening in the fact that it kind of like signals the end days or whatever, you know, I suppose that's something to be afraid of. But I also just kind of feel like the whole, like, the hatred and fear towards the dragon is the fact that the dragon would be a man, and there's that hatred and fear towards men who can channel. So I'm not sure if I'm like super psyched about the idea, but I think that it's very much what they're trying to say in this clip. Okay, let's talk about, like, there's some other things in here that I feel are really, really cool. We've got like Egwene like screaming and crying through the flames, and her mum like, what do you think they're looking at there? Do you think like Bran dies? Because I've heard this a few times. A few people have said like, does Bran die on Winter Night? And I don't know if it's like a thing or if it's not a thing, but it's like, what are you seeing there that's so like tormenting with that kind of face?
I would probably do that if my house burned down, but it looks like, I mean, Meryn's hair looks really like shaggy and short. So I wonder if like Egwene just like pulled her out of the fire.
She is the hero that we all deserve.
She sure is.
She sure is. I don't know. I really like this shot though. I feel like it's just, you know, like out of all of this whole thing, that's the one that like stood out to me. It's like, what's going on? I need to know what's going on here. I've got to know.
In about 52 seconds, I see a really dope Shatter Logoth.
This is, yeah. And do you, you know, in that backstage video, that behind the scenes video they did earlier last week, there was like a shot of Rand standing on like a balcony with those like pillars on the side, and I saw it and I thought, oh, that's Tar Valon, because you know the detail work looked very like what we've seen from Tar Valon, but it looks like it's Shadow Logoth.
They're both, you know, OGs. They're Trolloc Warriors, not Age of Legends, but they're both like Trolloc Warriors aged. So I could see some of the architecture and stuff being very similar. Good job, guys. Good job. Yeah. I see you. I see what you're doing.
You recognize.
And you see, this is creepy and awful, but look at this series of,
is that like
dead sheep in
a dragon fang?
The dragon's fang.
I was gonna say, that looks like a fucking like awesome dragon's fang, like.
Yeah,
oh.
That is a straight up dragon's fang. So,
and that hints to the male like power, you know, like we hate the men.
It's creepy. That is so creepy.
That's gross. It's brutal. Like,
especially like if it was, I mean, it's bad enough if it was Trollocs doing it, but that looks purposeful. That looks like somebody did it. Like that looks like Myrddraal shit.
That's some Myrddraal shit right there, yeah.
Somebody trying to be worse.
Pattern Fane.
There it is. There it is. And there it is. I see you. Okay.
That's something fucked.
These are some deeply layered little tidbits. So thank you, Wheel of Time.
These shots in this one are probably some of the darkest ones that we've actually seen so far.
That's pretty metal.
That is. I want that full shot for a poster on my wall.
You just want a bunch of dead sheep.
My kid will be like, sheep, sheep, It'll be a good time.
Oh my god.
No.
Okay, so we say, who is the dragon reborn?
Who is the dragon
reborn? And we see
Egwene.
Egwene, Rand, Matt, and Perrin.
I mean, as if they weren't teasing it the whole way through this trailer. I feel like that's them just like confirming outright what they're suggesting right here. So for anyone who's basically like saying that it's bullshit, it's just a load of crap. No, this is literally what I was looking at when I wrote this article to say, this is my opinion. This is what I think. This is what I think they're trying to say to us. I might be wrong. I usually am wrong about these things, so I'm not gonna like stand there and say that I'm right. But it's my opinion piece. I think they are very clearly hinting that Egwene is a possible dragon, a possibility to be the dragon. Let's word that better.
Well, if you're brand new to this and you don't have the Koreathon cycle memorized,
well,
you might well think, oh, maybe they're gonna be like, oh, the dragon. Ooh, a girl could be the dragon. That's pretty cool. That's gonna get a really key demo, which is, you know, this kind of person. And we all like strong, powerful ladies, so.
And the thing is, there are more girls watching fantasy than ever before. There are more girls sitting there and wanting to watch fantasy. I have my own feelings about it, and these are just my own feelings, my own reasons. But ultimately, if Rand still ends up as the dragon, what does it matter? Ultimately, the story still ends up in the same place.
Yeah, because Egwene is still the hero of this story.
Yeah.
Rand, if you think about it, Rand's actually a bit of an antagonist.
But here's another thing though, and this is a question that I pondered. So even after Rand is, my hat does not want to stay on my head. There we go. Even after Rand is named the dragon, it's like, okay, even before then, it's like, okay, one of you is the dragon, but all three of you are definitely very strong Ta'Veren. Now, what happens here is that, what are we saying that Egwene would have to be Ta'Veren too? Because if not, then what the storytellers are trying to tell the audience is that any four of them could be the dragon, but only the boys could be Ta'Veren. So I feel like you then have to make Egwene a Ta'Veren. Like, it doesn't leave you any room.
I feel like Egwene kind of is Ta'Veren.
And that, I agree. I feel like she is.
Without, like, outside of the show, I think, like, you know, you think of the people who are Ta'Veren, and she's one of them. Even if, like, I think she gets overshadowed by the boys, but she is very much, like, checks the boxes.
Yeah, I mean, things work in her favor a lot of the time, to get her the things that she needs to get to the places that she needs to be.
Yeah.
She figures out things that she shouldn't really figure out, but she, you know, in some ways is fortunate to be in the right place, right time to be able to learn them. So I don't think she's...
I think she is. I think she's not as strong as the boys, and definitely not as strong as, like, Rand, but I think she is on her own.
I think she is as well. But I feel like if they do go down this route, then they absolutely have to... If they're going to use the Ta'Veren factor in the story, then they can't then turn around and just say the boys are Ta'Veren, and this girl who we potentially considered is not nearly as important as what they are. That's bullshit.
Because that Ta'Veren-ness is what will draw the Aes Sedai to him. To them. To all of them.
To them. To all of them.
To them.
To them.
Both the non-binary them and the pluralistic them.
Yeah.
All right.
She has to find them. Not him, not her. Them.
I mean, yeah, they're not gonna read the freaking prophecies of the dragon in the show. they're going to give you a summary, and who's to say they can't change it?
I
can see them changing.
I've written a prophecy of the dragon with changing the words. It can be done.
We totally have. Go check out our gender bent episode.
Yeah, it's not hard to change he to she. It's like that episode. Yeah, it's like that episode of South Park with the Tao who writes a book, and he changes the word Tao to person. And that's how it's done.
Or like how you write Christian rock songs, where you just take a song and you replace baby with
Jesus.
Jesus.
I totally watched that episode the other day. Okay, we are going to go and get into some spoilers in another episode, so you can safely watch this one without any concerns, and the next one, watch at your own peril. Perils! So, yeah, go sign up to our Patreon, hear our songs, and Sam made a Wheel of Time poster. You get that as a Patreon.
You sure do. I made a better Wheel of Time poster after that god-awful pink one came out, and I said that I could do better, and I did. So if you give us a little bit of bucks, we'll send you a copy, and you can print it and put it on your wall if you want to.
You'll be one of only, well, a handful.
Quite a few.
A handful of people to have ownership over that. So go check it out. Okay, so let's end the show, and we'll see you for part 2.
Until next time, may you always find water and shade. Boop. Wiener, wiener, wiener.
I need to say this because I'm really disappointed, but my husband saw this outfit and he said, I think you finally found something that I don't find you attractive in. I'm really disappointed.
That's a dick move.